Ladies and gents, happy Wednesday, BTL episode 115 piece. Jovan, how we doing? How we feeling? We survived the day. We survived in advance. Shout out Ryder. Yeah. All the riders in here in chat, Ride and Ryder. They almost went outright. Unbelievable. Wasn't kidding when we thought that won't be close. It won't be close. Wish they pulled it out. That would have been a huge victory.
Would have been legendary.
They're good. They can play. The boys can play. Yeah. And Providence has some work to do. They've got some work to do. Hopkins looked a little sketchy. He looked a little nervous. He was airballing shots, missing free throws. They've got some work to do. All right? A lot of new pieces on that team. A lot of new pieces. Anyways, we've got plenty of stuff to talk about today. Plenty of bets to fire off. I wish the college basketball board was better today. I'll be honest. It's not good. It's not good, but we got a couple plays we like. We got Maction, we got NBA, we got NHL, and we got the squad ride later too. Okay, 13-1. 13-1, ladies and gents. There's no one else out there giving analysis, giving picks, going 13-1 for free. Nobody's doing it. Free, paid, whatever. Nobody's doing it, okay? So let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Don't get complacent. Don't get cocky. Let's stay confident and let's keep hitting bets. All right? Head down. I know you're grinding. Let's keep fucking winning bets. Plain and simple. All right? Where do you want to start today, man? There's some early lines I want to look at for college football and NFL this weekend too. Maybe we just start there because these lines are moving and grooving too.
And we can start with those since I feel like we're pretty zoned in on a couple college basketball and action and everything there. So got plenty of time. We can talk about this.
We have plenty of time. Yes. Let's go to Navy. I texted you about 20 minutes ago. One of the books that I follow most, one of the books that I've noticed moves pretty early, it's Pinnacle. Pinnacle and Circa seem to be the standard and the leaders in the industry of moving lines. And I noticed while I was line shopping and looking around and looking at the movements, all of a sudden I get a little ding, ding, ding. Navy moved from plus 16.5 to plus 14.5 on Pinnacle. So I went ahead and locked in plus 16.5 while I still could. It opened up at 17 on most books. You can still find 16.5. So if you want to play Navy, I'd go ahead and snatch that up now because within the next couple hours, it's going to be at 14.5 on most books, in my opinion. Any thoughts on that game? I mean, it's a huge letdown spot for Notre Dame after a huge win, right? So I kind of want to play Navy anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Looking at Navy, not that they do this with Notre Dame, obviously, but they do it with everybody. Like, they're going to play ball control, and in a game where it's kind of going to have to be that similar play style on both sides because Drew Pine is just not good whatsoever. Like, they win in spite of him, not because of him.
Right.
So I think that plays into the line more than anything, or at least the Navy's ability to cover. So I like that. I think the fact that it's getting steamed down so quickly down to, almost a field goal shorter is pretty important. So I'm with that.
100%. I don't think anyone's sprinting to go bet Navy right now, although I wish they were. And I wish this was the Navy team of old. They're not, but these teams play every single season. They know each other, and it should be a lot of running the ball. The clock's running the entire game pretty much, which helps out Navy too. All right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking. What'd you say?
I have to address my man Parlay Safari here.
Sure.
Ask him how the exam was. Over bettors have life. They have legs. Okay. I'll say that. Wasn't as bad. Did I wish I stayed up? I've been up since like 3:30 in the morning. So should better pay. Something better pay. Something's got to get.
Holy smokes. Were you looking at school stuff or were you looking at lines or both?
Well, I mean, it was to study, but
okay, sure.
If the phone's in the hand, we're looking at lines too to procrastinate. So
of course.
How productive was I? Probably not very, but
productive enough to potentially pass though?
I think I passed.
Pass minus 110. It was a pick 'em. Pass fail minus 110.
It was a pick 'em.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. It was a fake sharp trap on the under, confirmed. Yes.
Maybe.
Good shit.
Not confirmed.
Graduate on time. Get that piece of paper. Don't waste any more money than you have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my Hokies real quick. I feel like I'm talking about all my teams after talking about Navy. VT has moved from plus 10 to plus 9. All these lines I'm referencing, all these movements are from Pinnacle guys. I spent this morning studying, looking at the fucking lines. That's the book that I trust, the movement that I trust. And it's moved from 10 to 9 against a Duke team that I think is extremely overrated. I know my Hokies are terrible, but that line opened up short. That total is pretty high for a VT game. Usually the totals are low 40s. This one's high 40s. Don't even care that it's moving down a little bit. I expected that. I think we're putting up points, and I think we cover that game. I'm not sure why the line has moved from +10 to +9 either. Any thoughts on the Hokies versus Duke?
Yeah, I mean that line certainly seems a little short with the total. So I mean, I'd like to lean into VT.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just me having a little different perception of Duke like you than most people, but I just think they're consistently overvalued. I think we've seen it time and time again with these lines, other than like the Miami
100%.
game. So I'm with it.
100%. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. I might have to play my Hokies this weekend.
I wouldn't blame
which
you.
never plays out well. I'll be honest with you, never does. Guys, don't bet on your own teams. Everyone's biased. Whether you think you are or not, everyone's biased. Another team, kind of close to home for me, literally Maryland, moving from +12 to +10 against Penn State. We know Penn State is an absolute covering machine. I think this Maryland team is good. I'm in on this Maryland team. I think they keep this within 10. We've already lost 2 points of value. Any thoughts on Maryland on the road against Penn State, the covering machine?
Yeah, I mean that's certainly an interesting move down to 10. So I wouldn't be surprised for that one. I can't say that one really caught my eye looking through, but that's a decent look.
Sure. Yeah, I want to fade Penn State any moment possible with how good they've been against the spread the last couple of years. Honestly, John Franklin is the best ATS coach in college football, in Power 5 at least. So up until the beginning of the season. And I'm pretty sure he still is.
Yeah.
Give me the Terps, +3.5, or sorry, +10 on the road
+10, yeah.
with Baby Tua. He's pretty freaking good. Iowa State. This line hasn't moved, which honestly, this might be the weird part about this line is that it hasn't moved. They're still -1.5 on the road against ranked Oklahoma State. Go ahead and give me Iowa State on the road -1.5. Feed it to me, inject it into my veins. Love this spot. Iowa State, they're a better team than 4 and 5. And I think the line's telling us they're going to play like the team they were supposed to be this week against a ranked Oklahoma State team that's in piss. So give me the road team as a favorite when they probably shouldn't be the favorites. Very telling, in my opinion.
See, I think I'm going with Iowa State here, and I'm probably going to end up taking them. I just don't think the line's that weird because I think this is just an Oklahoma State team they're dead. And sure, a lot of that has to do with injuries. A lot of it has to do with Spencer Sanders, but this team is just falling apart. They've looked horrible the last 2 weeks, granted with backups, granted with whatever. It's more of like a play like that for me. Like that's why I played Kansas last week too, because with all the injuries and everything's considered, was the line that weird? No, but I just think at this point, especially like with Iowa State's defense, they're going to make an injury-riddled Oklahoma State team and offense look very, very bad. So that's what I will be on there.
Could not agree more. I think we kind of both agreed yesterday that Oklahoma State's dead. They might be packing up shop for the season. Give me Iowa State. They win this game. They're going to look like the better team. They're going to be the ones that look like the 18th ranked team in the country. All right. Yeah. Here's an interesting one. UAB. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know every single thing about UAB's football team, but I have been following them over the past month or so. I've been betting on them. I've been losing money. Okay. They're at home against a very good North Texas team that has won that conference more often than they haven't over the last couple of years. UAB is sitting at -6 right now, and they opened up at -5.5 against a pretty well-respected North Texas team. Anything you know that's going on with this? Is there like an injury or something? Why is this spread here? Why is UAB this much of a favorite against North Texas?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I'm aware of. Can't say I'm too up on UAB North Texas injury news either. But yeah, this is a really weird line, especially with the offenses in this game. Honestly, the total, I know it's moving up, but it seemed pretty low as an opener, to be honest with you. Especially like on the side of North Texas offense, what they've been able to do. And UAB's defense has been good, but not really against kind of the top tier offenses that they've faced. So to see a 57.5, I think it's moving up to 58. That kind of really caught my eye in that game, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that -6 line is a little crazy too.
Okay. So do I. Weird. Very, very weird. How about Texas Tech? Texas Tech, where are they at? They're -3.5 against Kansas at home. Texas Tech has a losing record, but whenever Texas Tech plays a team that's good, they play up to comp this season. Give me Texas Tech at home, -3.5, whatever they're at, -3, -3.5, whatever you can get. This line will probably get to 4, though. Okay. I like Texas Tech at home here. None of the money's on them, but that line keeps moving towards Texas Tech. There's some reverse line movements. I think this line makes negative sense. They've lost 4 or 5 games. Kansas is coming off that huge win against Oak State. Give me Texas Tech. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I would
Okay.
we'll say though, I did see it get up to 4, and now it's back down.
Ooh.
But I'm not really too concerned because, like you said, I mean, they've looked other than the West Virginia game, they've looked pretty pitiful. And Kansas is coming off of winning for the first time as a home favorite in Big 10 or Big 12 play in like 10 years.
Damn.
And this is everybody was on Texas Tech last week is a big sharp better spot, and like our man DeGen always says, the week after somebody gets burned in a sharp spot, run it back. It hits a lot more than it doesn't. So this is a
100%.
pretty decent spot for them. I would want to wait on their quarterback news though,
Okay.
because whatever the deal is with Baron Morton and Tyler Shaw, or if they choose to go to Donovan Smith or whatever, it's a lot different of a look for that team, regardless of who's there. So we'll wait on that for me.
Okay. Let me take you to Wake Forest. This line reeks. Wake Forest is -3.5 at home against UNC, who has been on fire. UNC is 8-1. They're ranked 17 in the country. Wake Forest has been shaky, to say the least, coming off of 2 bad losses in a row against Louisville and NC State. Wake Forest was once looking pretty darn good early on in the year, and they are looking poor as of right now. But they're -3.5 against UNC, who is on fire. Give me Wake Forest. This line tells me Sam Hartman's going to have a heck of a day. Love Wake Forest in the spot against UNC, who's on fire.
Yeah. I mean, you said it perfectly, but I mean, give me the over too.
Sure.
I don't think I've seen a line this high.
Holy smokes, it's at 77.
77. This is like, I mean, rightfully so with the way these offenses, like how good they are, how explosive they are, and how bad both of these defenses are. But I mean, this is the highest total I think I've ever seen.
77.
I will gladly take that over in this game.
I've seen 80s before. I saw an 80 last year. It happens. They don't grow on trees.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much. They don't. They do not grow on trees. I need to see where the money's at in this one. Let's see. If my control F will work, it won't. Nice. Let's see where the money's at in this one. Somebody in chat was asking if I went to VT or if I'm just a fan. I went to VT. Nobody on earth should ever be a fan of that school with how bad their sports programs are if you didn't go there. If you are, switch, move, figure it out.
Well, here, okay. I have the splits up.
What do you got?
You got 75% of the bets, 67% of the money on UNC.
Okay.
And then 45% of the bets, 64% of the handle on the over.
Okay. Big bets coming in on the over, hence why it's moving.
Yeah.
That's high. And it's high for a reason. Give me the over. Give me Wake Forest. Maybe a little parlay action.
Yeah, just
how about it?
Just
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to bet them straight like a grown-up. But if you're into that type of thing, you're into parlays, there you go. Go ahead.
Have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun. Also, I think that line might end up moving to -3. UNC is getting bet pretty heavily, and the juice is starting to move. So I'm in no rush to bet Wake Forest. I think we'll be able to get 3. I do. So I'm waiting on that. How about Oklahoma laying 8 on the road against West Virginia? I'm pretty sure they opened up around 5.5 or 6.
Yeah, I love this one. I love this one because I mean they're coming off of a loss to Baylor, in a really weird game because like I was on the over there, but I don't think I necessarily expected it to transpire the way it did, and both those defenses just got ran over. Like I was kind of expecting a slower game to start, and they're blitzing from the jump. So they're coming off that loss to Baylor, and then this line got steamed up to a larger number than TCU had, a larger number than they're hanging. They're hanging the 7.5 for TCU at West Virginia. So it's certainly very interesting to me. And I think this Oklahoma team is getting a little better over the course of the year. As they're getting healthier too. So I think this just might be a game where they roll against West Virginia. I mean, I don't have to talk about West Virginia's pass defense because we talked about it 500 times. They're miserable. So to see a number for Oklahoma bigger than the one they gave TCU is certainly interesting.
Yep. And our guy Cam has a good point in chat. West Virginia's lost us enough coins. It's time to fade them. It's a revenge spot. It's a spite bet. I'm all in. Love it. Why don't you talk about Arkansas? Because I know that might be your favorite play of the weekends. It's definitely calling my name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is probably one of the stranger lines I think I've seen all year. Granted, I want to give Liberty their flowers because I think they're a pretty good football team, but at the end of the day, they just went into Arkansas and won by 2 with their backup / third string, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Now West Virginia is only getting 3 points against LSU, who's coming off of beating Bama in one of the bigger upsets of the year. That line just makes absolutely no sense. No sense whatsoever. And this is a team, too, like Arkansas, you got to think, at the beginning of the year when they're really, really rolling with KJ Jefferson, who was, Heisman candidate at the time, too. It's all started to fall apart. So I don't know who really wants Arkansas in this spot with this absolutely ridiculously short line after the way that they've looked lately. So this line is just screaming to me. This is just going to be a game where Jefferson and Raheem Sanders look like Shaq and Kobe. It's a crazy line.
Yeah, I'm in. Are we taking this now? Are we waiting? Looks like it's moved from 2.5 to 3. What are you thinking on that?
I'm going to wait a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked to see 3.5, 4, which, I mean, a move like that doesn't really scare me because I think anything under maybe 5 or 6 is just way too short in this game.
It won't scare me if there's a lot of money on LSU. There's got to be a ton.
Oh, yeah.
But it's it's your typical buy low, sell high spot here. We talk about it all the time. Even Brian Kelly, after they pulled off that crazy upset last week in the post-game interview, he literally said, we need to make sure that we don't get caught sleeping against Arkansas. He didn't say that word for word, but he said, this is a letdown spot. We need to make sure we're up and ready to go for next week. There's a reason. That's the first thing that popped into his mind in that post-game interview, right? This is the epitome of a letdown spot for LSU. And I think this is going to be a tough game for Daniels, and Arkansas wins.
Yeah.
I'm in.
And speaking of the money, too, 88% of the bets, 84% of the handle.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Okay. You could talk about these on Friday, dog. You can make your own show, dog, and everyone can watch that one. All right.
Yeah, we got an hour. Relax.
There's only one NFL play that really caught my eye as of right now. I don't love the card, which is probably a good thing. It's your Bucks moving from -1 to -2.5, and I'm pretty sure this is going to move to 3 very soon. I hate to say it. I hate to do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. Probably going to end up betting on the Bucks this weekend. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm also seeing a pretty universal 3 at the moment.
Okay. Well, there you go.
This line is crazy. I was waiting on it because the look ahead was where it is, and I was like, oh, this is for sure going to move, right? For sure, it's going to be the Seahawks, -1.5, 2 come the start of this week, and no, it just absolutely stuck and started moving the Bucks' way, and I was shocked. So I don't want to come in and look and say, oh, the Bucks are so back after winning that game because they looked horrendous throughout that game still. And really the last drive was just gifted because the Rams played, Hail Mary defense for every single play of that drive. But for a team who's struggling as bad as they did, that winning drive, the classic vintage Brady drive, could really do something for that team. So seeing them up to 3 now is very, very interesting. And again, this is a sharp spot, not for the Bucks necessarily, but I feel like everybody was on the sharp spot of the Cardinals against the Seahawks last week. So
and everyone's giving up.
Everybody's giving up. Don't fade the Seahawks because Geno is great, which I fully support. But it's a line that's screaming, not just because I want it to, because I want us to win.
And when the lines talk, we got to listen, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I literally made this. We made the outline 20, 30 minutes ago, or at least double checked all the lines then. And it's already at 3 when it was at 2.5, 20 or 30 minutes ago. So if you
Yeah,
can grab 2.5 on your local book and you want to play the Bucks this weekend responsibly, maybe it's time to put it in. All right. Okay. You want to talk some action tonight? I actually like some of the games.
really.
Yeah.
Sure.
Went 2-1 yesterday on Maction. Didn't love the cards. Shout out Akron though for hanging
Yeah.
around and covering.
Meemaw.
Yeah, Mima was hanging around and the back door was open and they covered. Huge. But I like the games today too. So let's talk about some games we can bet on today. And one of them, as soon as my iPad stops tripping out, one of them would be this Kent State Bowling Green game, which I think we can both agree with how Bowling Green has looked of late. A little peculiar to see Kent State as the favorite on the road here, although I don't think crowds are really that much of a factor in the MAC. Still on the road, still not sleeping in their own beds, right? Still not hanging out with their girlfriends, unless they're traveling, which I don't think they do. Give me Kent State. Not sure why they're the favorite here. They've looked terrible. They've somehow caught steam. They're now -2.5, I'm pretty sure, when they opened up around -1, -1.5. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They were favored against Ball State last week, and they lost outright. They were -7, and they lost outright. They haven't covered in weeks. Bowling Green looks great. They've won 3 in a row, but I think this Bowling Green team is fraudulent, and I think their record is a little bit deceiving. Give me Kent State, historically a good MAC program, have a good coach. I think they win this game, and I think the line is extremely telling in this one. What are you thinking?
Yeah. This line, like we were talking about, like it just doesn't make much of sense. I mean, this Kent State team has looked pretty miserable for a couple weeks, excluding that game against Akron that they pulled out somehow, some way. This is a Bowling Green team that's looked really, really good. And like on paper, you look at the team, and you say, okay, they're very, very good at limiting explosive plays, which would be the area of concern for a Kent State defense or Kent State offense that relies mostly on that. So to see them catching steam up to 2.5 doesn't really make any sense to me, especially I think they have some injury concerns too. So it doesn't make much sense to me at all. So I would say I like the game that we're about to talk about a little better than this move, but it's kind of the same situation. Doesn't make much sense at all. And yeah, this right here hasn't covered a spread in MAC conference play.
Jesus.
So up to 2.5.
People in chat are confused. People in chat are saying, well, you listed all these reasons why you should, fade Kent State and take Bowling Green. That's okay. I actually hate the phrase, there's no such thing as a dumb question. There 100% are. And I think that's a ridiculous phrase. And unfortunately, that is a dumb question, but you're probably new, and that's okay. We fade the public here. We bet contrarian. We don't bet on what makes sense because the books want you to bet on what makes sense. And if you do that, you're going to be homeless in about a month. Okay. If plays like Bowling Green tonight win consistently, Vegas doesn't look like it does right now. The resorts, the casinos, they're not, as pretty and brand new and clean and nice as they are right now. Plain and simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Kent State has yet to win a road game. Is that this season or in MAC play?
Let's take a look.
Holy smokes. We can't bet on everything that makes sense. Now, I'm not saying you fade the public or take the contrarian side every single game because that's also not a profitable way to bet either. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to use your sports brain at points too. But in this spot where Bowling Green seems free, Bowling Green seems easy, remember, it's not. And the books aren't here to give you free money. They're here to take it. Okay.
At the end of the
we're
day,
up here to give you winners.
Yeah. At the end of the day, Vegas and all of the information and data and predictive analytics they know a lot more than we do. So to bet what doesn't make sense in the eyes of the lines that they set and everything, that's leaning into the more accurate data instead of relying on yourself. So it's not like we know more than everybody else thing. It's just hey, let's align with Vegas because they know more than us. And it's something that doesn't make sense. They want us to bet that side.
Sure. This guy Tahak in chat, he might be working for the books.
Yeah, he might be.
He might be. That might be DraftKings CEO. Burner. Straight up. You're right. We should just parlay every single favorite, every single bet that makes sense. That should hit, right? If that hit, I'd be doing it, and I'd be had my own private island in freaking Cabo right now.
Providence,
you know what I mean?
Providence, Georgetown, 2-teamer. Their spreads.
Yep. Unbelievable games last night. Wow, Patrick Ewing needs to figure it out, or he's going to be out of here quick.
The thing is, like, he's never going to get fired. It's going to be a.
Well, I mean, he'll step down, right? He'll step at the end of the season. He'll probably end up stepping down. They're not going to fire him. Obviously, that's a bad look for them. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But we all know what's going on back there. Come on. Here's another one, right? If plays like Buffalo plus 2.5 tonight's hits, the books would be out of business. They'd be bankrupt. That's why we're going to be taking Central Michigan tonight. Okay, listen up. This line has moved a ton towards Central Michigan. They're now somehow the favorite, which I don't really understand because they're not very good. And this Buffalo team is pretty darn decent. They looked incredible up until last week when they kind of got stomped by Ohio. So maybe the party's over for Buffalo. The line is telling me that it is. And Central Michigan seemed to have a pretty darn good game last week against Northern Illinois, the MAC champions, the defending MAC champions who have seen better days, but still a big win outright as an underdog. I like the direction of this team. They've won 2 of their last 3. And I think the line tells all here again. Let's not overthink it. There's a reason that the worst team is the favorite here. It's because they're probably going to win and cover. Give me Central Mish.
Yeah. This is like, I forget his first name, but the running back, Nichols, coming back is such a big deal for that offense. Mm-hmm. So like, I think that's going to be huge. It's huge for any MAC team, really. If they have a more of a balanced attack, you see that kind of manifest itself, even for bad teams. So I think that's going to help because they've had a lot of turnover issues over the course of the season. So if they're able to kind of employ that balanced attack against the Buffalo defense, it's not horrendous. So I think that'll be a pretty big part of this game, just on taking care of the ball. And if they're able to run the ball pretty effectively, things take care of itself. So I like that. I still don't think they should be favored either in this game. They've been even worse. So feed me CMU.
Sure. Yeah, somebody in chat said it should be about a pick 'em. I do not disagree. And even if it was, like, think about it for a second. If it should be a pick 'em and they're minus 2.5, what is that telling you? That's telling you that the algorithms, the bigger, faster, smarter sports books either know something we don't, or their computers, their models are just better and smarter, and they have this game a little bit different than the public perception, which, relies more heavily on records and recency bias, right? So go ahead and give me Central Mish. Love it. Anything in this crummy NIU Western Michigan game tonight?
No.
This game sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a similar situation for NIU, except they're not favored. But I mean, this is kind of a more even matchup, I would say, across both of these teams. But I just think this is honestly going to be a really ugly game that I have no interest in getting involved in.
Another total that is just absolutely steaming down. Another MAC total below 50. And what does that tell you? Every time I freaking come on stream and tell you guys there's a MAC game with a total at 50 or below, what happens? I'm not going to say it out loud, but you guys know I don't want to jinx it, okay? Yeah. Here's another one, right? And I like NIU here. I don't know who the heck's playing quarterback for this team, though, this week. I have no idea. Does anybody in chat / Jovan, do you know who's playing QB? Is Rocky back?
Our man in chat just said 4-string QB, 4-string running back, which
is it the runner? Is it the runner? What is his name? Gosh, the white kid who is from Chicago. Why am I not remembering his name?
Do I think Nichols has a shot to win the Southland? Maybe. I don't know. I think the Southland's pretty open this year, and we'll talk about that, in the coming weeks. But I got to see their offense without their man Ty Gordon first. I know it looked decent against Arizona, but I need to see it over the course of the year. We'll see.
Is it Justin Lynch? Is it Justin Lynch? Whoever in chat is a extreme Northern Illinois fan, please let us know if it's Justin Lynch. If it's Justin Lynch, I want to take NIU because I think that kid's actually really good, and I think he's going to run the crap out of the ball against Western Michigan. So I hope it is. I'm trying to do some research on the side here while we keep moving and grooving, but that's what we got from action, ladies and gents. We've got a disgusting Kent State bet, probably. A disgusting Central Michigan bet, probably. Maybe even a disgusting Northern Illinois game. And you know what? Go ahead and add the under to my card as well.
Okay? Look at that. They're studious, too. That's hard.
I think I got some football players in this lecture right now. Shout out you being in class. That is unbelievable. Shout out you listening. You're awesome. Why don't you go ahead and tap him on the shoulder? Say, hey, is Lynch playing tonight? Who's running QB1? Why don't you go and find some inside info? Let us know. Let us know. Or maybe pass a note if the teacher's strict. Maybe pass a little note, say QB1 question mark, and then a little blank so they can fill it out. I don't know. Figure it out. All right. Academic weapon. Sure.
Oh, there you go. You got more inside info here. It's rolling.
Yeah, please let us know. Please let us know. Good. All right. Let us know if Lynch is playing QB tonight. That's actually huge because you can't find anything. You can't. Real quick, we've got about an hour, a little bit less. Let's go ahead and cut the shit and go through the NBA and NHL really quick. And then we'll give the people what they want. Okay. College basketball. Stay posted, chat. Stay posted. All right. Also, we have a ton of people in here today. Again, we had a record-breaking audience yesterday. Over 1,000 people viewing. You guys are awesome. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep getting better. And let's keep getting rich. Plain and simple. All right. Appreciate the support as always. Let's go to the hardwood. I actually talked with my roommate today, who's a huge NBA guy, huge NBA props guy, for about 20 minutes earlier and kind of went over the NBA card with him. I'm trying to be a little bit more knowledgeable for you guys following the NBA. The bets have kind of been hitting this season too. So let's keep rolling. It's not, my best sport, like everyone says about every single sport, but I've got some info and I've got some bets I like. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Charlotte. All right. Charlotte's getting 4.5 points at home. Now I'm seeing 3.5. Wow. Again, another line move in the last 30 minutes. Now I'm seeing 3.5 against Portland with Dame back. He was back last game. They should be a full go. Everyone's projected to be playing. I know there's no LaMelo back, but he hasn't been back all season. Charlotte's been terrible, and they're only getting 3.5 points at home against Portland with none of the bets, and that line is moving in the other direction. I want to take Charlotte. Any thoughts?
So I think that move has something to do with Nurkic and Jeremy Grant now being questionable for the game. So there might be your little context. Here, I'll put this up because I figure you're reading it anyway.
Okay, good. Okay. Does anybody have a pulse check on Hampton? Their second string quarterback who's just missing. He's just off the face of the earth. Anybody got a pulse check on Hampton? Let me know. You're saying Nurk and Jeremy Grant are now questionable, which, yes, I did not see that earlier.
This was just the tweets 30 minutes ago. So
okay. Yep.
Probably was in between that.
That's probably why the line just moved a point. Yep. Maybe that's why it's been moving slowly over the whole morning, honestly, too.
Yeah.
Because we know these guys, these sports books probably know before we do, right? It's always safe to assume that, in my opinion. I still like Charlotte here, plus 3.5 at home.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I still don't mind that one. It's not just not one I'm running to bet with the news here.
Okay.
Especially like someone said, the Hornets are so bad without Gordon Hayward. So
yeah.
It's hard to trust their offense at any point, especially with a low total. It's going to be such a disgusting game if those guys don't play on both sides. So,
okay. Our guy Nicholas in chat is saying Rocky is redshirting this year. Please cite your sources. Please cite them. All right. Use Easy Bib. I want a full MLA format citation. Okay. Let me know where you got that info, please. What's up?
Don't give me flashbacks of Easy Bib, bro.
Bro, Easy Bib was a cheat code. Come on. Give me a break. If you were actually writing those things, grow up.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes
you got to do it. All right. Also, Terry Rozier, his points prop is about 2 points higher than it's been of late, which is weird because he hasn't been playing that great. So I'm giving his prop a look as well.
Okay. That's fair.
Yep.
I don't mind that.
What about the T-Wolves? The T-Wolves catching your eye at all? Plus 1.5 here at home?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I don't know if you heard, but Anthony Edwards called the team soft after the last game. I fully expect them to come out playing pretty darn hard tonight.
Yeah.
And only plus 1.5 at home, and they've been playing terrible. completely underperforming.
This is the thing too. The injury news is keeping me off of that one because CP3 is questionable.
Dudes, that's not good.
Yeah, so that move, what was it, 3.5 to 1.5 was probably because of that. So I'll wait.
Okay. Source, baseball player at NIU. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate the info as always. And you guys know if you're not comfortable sharing any info like that, DMs are open. Okay. We're working together. Okay. The books do this stuff too behind the scenes. Why not us? Why not us? Okay. Let's figure out if these guys are playing or not. Let me know in chat if you guys know anything. Okay. T-Wolves are garbage, but got a future on them, so got to ride. Yeah, I think they'll figure it out. It's early. Okay.
They will.
But I like the T-Wolves tonight. But injury stuff, maybe we wait.
There's a couple games with injury stuff.
Okay.
Today. I mean, it's the NBA, so there always is. But one that is catching my eye is the Thunder. I hate it. It's gross. But there is injury stuff in this game too. But it's kind of so they just played Saturday. And what was it there? They lost to the Bucks by 14. There was no Giannis in that game. And now today they're pretty much just swapping Giannis in for Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday's out. So they're going 6 to 5.5 with Giannis playing in this game. Doesn't really make much sense to me. I don't know. It seems really, really short. And for the Thunder, there's no differences either. So I'm giving that a look.
Okay.
Yes, I know there's no Drew, but there's Giannis.
All right. Yeah, I feel like OKC's kind of been overperforming too this season, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. They've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Lost 3 in a row. Okay. I could definitely get behind that. I mean, no way I'm lying, or no way I'm laying -5.5 with the Bucks. Give me a break. Definitely like that play with OKC. What about the Kings? This might be the weirdest one. 17 submissions that say Bucks -6. Okay, good. Yes, awesome. That is a great sign. Well, Trent, I'm assuming you probably got some submissions for the Cleveland Cavaliers -4.5 too, because they're 8-2. They are very good. They're a fun, trendy young team that everyone likes betting on and watching, right? They're coming off of, yes, a pretty bad loss where they melted against the Clippers, but before that, they were on absolute fire. This team is 8-2 against the spread this season. And the Kings, they're kind of brutal, and they absolutely folded like a Dollar Tree lawn chair in their last game against the Warriors. They probably should have won that one. Not really sure why they're only getting 4.5 points here against Cleveland, one of the best teams in the league. I want to take the Kings. I'm assuming De'Aaron Fox is about to go insane tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume. Every time De'Aaron Fox is like my worst enemy. Anytime I bet on the guy, I'm like, you know what? Perfect matchup to like a high tempo team or something against him. He's like, yeah, it's perfect matchup for him. Dude gets hurt. Dude's a dud. But this is a very, very strange line, I would say.
Very, very strange.
I mean, somebody said it in chat. Yeah, right here. The Cavs are the NBA's new shiny toy. Sure. And rightfully so. I mean, they've been very, very good to start the year. I think better than pretty much anybody expected, but they're a very favorite team that everybody likes to play. So outside of any injury concerns, I don't know if there's any. You guys can let us know in the chat. But yeah, I would like to go with the Kings in this one.
Okay. As would I. Crook is asking what he should order for food. Chat, let him know. Let him know what he should get for lunch. Okay. Kid's hungry. Don't let him go starving now. Okay. Maybe the weirdest game of them all tonight. Lakers Clippers. We know the Clippers have won 8 in a row against the Lakers, which is nuts. They're at home tonight. They play in the same freaking arena. And they're laying -3. So honestly, in my opinion, there's no home court advantage here. I'm capping this like it's a neutral site, which, makes this even weirder. I would say they're laying -3 at on a neutral site, which means they'd be -6-ish at home in this spot. That's whack. The Lakers, we know they're terrible, right? They're 2-8. Everyone's given up on them. They have lost their last 3 in a row again. They've been getting blown out. Not good. And the Clippers are coming off of a great comeback. A Great comeback. Can we all just say a quick prayer? I don't even care if you don't believe. Let's all just say a quick prayer. Please, God, release the shackles from the fans of the Washington football fans. Let them be free and have enjoyment and happiness and smiles on their faces when they watch their team. Amen. Okay? Please. Please sell the team, dude. Please.
Well, is that going to be an announcement of them selling the team or an announcement of something super illegal they found with the financials?
Yeah, well, no. My point is, he's fucked, and he's going to sell the team. Like, he's toast.
Oh, yeah.
He's toast. Like, he's about to be hiding on his yacht offshores now, like he does during the week. He does that during the week. He doesn't live here. He doesn't live here right now. He lives on his boat offshore so that they can't go in and grab him straight up. That sounds like a pretty bad dude, in my opinion, that probably shouldn't own a football team. Do you guys agree? Gosh. Here comes AWS Stadium, or whatever the heck he's going to call it. It's coming. It's coming. And I'm here for it. All right? Anyways, back to the board today. We have money to make the Lakers tonight. I know I don't want to do it. I know you don't want to do it. It's still the Lakers. So the public still bets on them. But today, I'm not seeing many bets on them at all. I'm seeing less than 40% of bets and handle on the Lakers, which for them is a lot. That's very low for them. It's the Lakers. It's like the Yankees of the NBA, right? So the Lakers are terrible. They're 2-8. Also, KCP chirped LeBron the other night saying he thinks he's lost a step. And LeBron rested the last game. He didn't play. I think LeBron is going to take over this game. Maybe it's a square take. Don't care. It's LeBron James. And they've been playing so bad up to this point that I honestly finally think it might be safe to play the Lakers tonight when everyone's hopping off, especially against the Clippers when everyone knows the Clippers own the Lakers of late. 8 in a row. Give me the Lakers tonight. LeBron's going off, and he's going to show to the world once again that he's still the best player in the NBA. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to take a side, it would 100% be the Lakers.
But you don't want to bet them because they're the Lakers?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not there yet with them. And
okay,
I'm not like scared or not like clamoring to be like, okay, I want to snipe the one game, which I don't have any problem with doing that. It's just I'm not there. They're kind of the falling knife team of the NBA. So I'll wait because there will be opportunities. But if I had to make a play in this game, you know what it would be.
Okay. Do I like the under in this game? I do like the under in the game. Yes. I do like the under in the game as well. And you're seeing that total come down. If the Lakers win this game, it has to be with defense. And I think they win this game, which means under, right? Simple math. Okay. Simple math. Well, There's your NBA fix. Okay. We got the Hornets plus 4.5. I think Terry Rozier is probably going to go off. We got the Minnesota T-Wolves plus 1.5. We got Sacramento plus 4.5. We got the Lakers plus 3. I think LeBron's going to go off. I honestly might play his points, which I never do. Never do. Doesn't even sound right saying it. And then also the Thunder plus 5.5. Sure we can. It's time. You ready to talk about some shitty college basketball games?
Oh, yeah.
Chat, you guys ready? You guys want us to talk about college basketball today, or do you just want to maybe skip it today? Maybe we read a book or something.
Okay. Wait, actually, before that. Because I know we were talking about the Canucks being such a big favorite.
We got to go to the ice.
Just for a second, because they loaded up the goals allowed squares, and go ahead and take a look at that for Thatcher Demko. I was already leading them because they've had a massive move to their side, even with the Habs coming off of that win last night. But it's going to have to be a play now for me.
Goals allowed, Thatcher Demko, under 2.5 goals allowed.
Yep.
Okay, and you already wanted to take Vancouver, right? And this pairs up directly with it.
Yep, 100%.
Yes.
With this 6.5 total too, that's super juiced to the over, and I mean I wouldn't be shocked to see this one at 7 on some of these books. it's sitting, minus 120, minus 130 to the over 6.5. So to see this 2.5 goals for Demko, he's been terrible.
Yeah. Well, that definitely piques my interest. 100%. Are there any other squares you like today? We got to find something else to pair it with.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. But they're just starting to load everything on. I mean, you could put it with LeBron points if you want.
Sure.
But
that doesn't sound right.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
That is true. Maybe De'Aaron Fox, maybe Rozier, maybe Ann Edwards. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. Because they haven't put the saves props up, or they just put the saves props up. So we'll see if they load any more of those.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right. Okay. Any other hockey plays for tonight?
None that are really screaming at me, but that price on the Canucks with all the steam and everything, it's got me. I might even get cute with the minus 1.5 too. But like the only other one that I would really be tempted to play, just looking at the line, would be the Penguins, but it's a falling knife. It's a falling knife.
Yep.
They're the Lakers, so I'm good.
Yep. Agreed. But they probably will win tonight.
Yeah, I think
it's against my Caps, who historically they do own.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost 7 in a row?
Jesus.
Yeah, 7 in a row. So I'll let them figure it out. But they
need to talk with the hockey brains about that one.
Yeah.
Need to talk with them about that one and see how gross that really is. Okay.
Certainly.
Okay. Well, I really like that Demko prop.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it. Let me know if you have any other weird hockey props like that. I know a couple dropped and you were eyeing it, I could tell. So let me know if you have any brain blasts. If you don't, we can finally go to the hardwood. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Well, I'm going to cut the shit and just cut right to the chase. I'm on the UMKC Roos. I am. I'm on the UMKC Roos against LSU. Don't care how bad UMKC is. Don't care that they just lost to a D1 team. Don't care. You know what I do care about? I care about LSU having a brand new team. All right. I care about Matt McMahon, who's the new coach coming over there from Murray State. I care about him having to literally duct tape a team together when all the other good players had already been taken, and he had to pull from transfer portal leftovers. He had to bring over, 3 of his best players from Murray State to come over, and they're probably all going to start right away. That's what I care about. All right. And I care about KJ Williams' transition to the SEC, but that's not really a combo for today. I think he might end up struggling against these good teams. But we're talking about a matchup against UMKC, who is no SEC team, right? A lot of people probably don't even know what conference UMKC is in. Well, doesn't matter, okay? Here's the deal. Don't let the damn Roos get hot, ladies and gents. Don't let them get hot. They're coming off the best year of their entire program, okay? And they've got a new coach who should level up the program as well. Our guy, Marvin Menzies, who's coming over. He's been bouncing around as an assistant at some places of late, but he was the coach at New Mexico State for a long time. This dude knows what he's doing, and he's going to transform this UMKC squad, okay? He's a big international guy, all right? He actually found Pascal Siakam, if you could believe that. Pascal Siakam went to New Mexico State. He found him, okay? And he continues to find these underrated pieces overseas that people keep saying, where do these kids come from? All right. But Pascal was the one he really killed. That was the diamond in the rough. Okay. This dude found people from Belgium to come in. He's got a kid from Senegal coming in. He's got kids from Greece. He's got 9 new kids from overseas playing on this UMKC Roos team, and they have a ton of talent. Now, here's the issue. They're young, they're unproven, and they're new, right? They're nervous for sure, 100%, but this team is way too talented to be plus 23 against pretty much Murray State 2.0, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This LSU team is poverty. They're toast. Will Wade killed their freaking program. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. They've got some work to do, all right? Just like we saw last night with Providence having a bunch of new pieces. Takes those teams a little bit to kind of figure it out. And honestly, it's probably going to take Matt McMahon a little bit longer than that. It's probably going to take him a couple years, okay? Does LSU have a couple decent freshmen coming in? They do. They do. unproven. I don't think they're that great. I'm not concerned. And again, like we talked about yesterday, the big problem is that a lot of people think of it's size, right? When you have these fucking terrible teams playing against Power 5 schools, you worry about size. Well, to be honest with you, Jovan, I think UMKC is going to be bigger and they're going to get more rebounds, especially offensively, because that's their specialty is size and offensive rebounding. And I think they're going to have a field day providing extra shots for their offense, which they're going to need, okay? Because they're not a bunch of sharpshooters, okay? Here's the deal, though. They do have some really good pieces coming in, and I have high expectations for some of these guys, okay? Their center, Ngandu, probably mispronouncing the name. I apologize. This kid's supposed to be a stud. He was supposed to get a Seton Hall, but then COVID happened, and he ended up here. He's legit, and he's huge, okay? They've got this Diallo kid who's 7'2", who's going to be running the center position with Ngandu. This guy can dribble. He can shoot threes. He's about to be a specimen. I'm really excited to watch this kid, and he's got really high regards, really high remarks, okay? And they've got this Emmanuel Demu guy, Emmanuel Demu, I think is how you say it.
I think he's going to be the X factor in this
the
game
guy.
and going forward, because it's when you look at the team, like obviously they're super, super young, and an issue for them, I guess they're not the same team, but the issue for them, last year was shot creation, and the issue with a lot of young teams is going to be shot creation. He's a guy who's played FIBA ball. He's played kind of a different style. Like it's not going to be a perfect translation, but he's going to find guys. He's a guy he's a freshman, but he's a guy who's played top tier competition, older competition, stronger competition. And he's a guy who's shown pretty high composure. I mean, that's what they've said is so good about him, is that he brings kind of a style and a point guard play that's older than he is. So that's going to be huge for this team, and huge, this is UMKC going into LSU at the end of the day. So I think all things considered, they're a team they're going to have a true point guard. They're going to stretch the floor a little better than a lot of teams that of this caliber like that LSU is going to face. So I think it's going to be a tough one for them. I think they get it done.
Like you said, the point guard, the X factor. This kid he's been the starting point guard for the Greek U18 national team. This kid's played against great talent pretty much his entire life. He's ready. He's ready to go.
Yep.
He's going to be one of the best players in the court. Straight up. He might not be wearing an LSU jersey, but this kid can play. He can hoop. He can hang, and it's going to come and go with him, right? The Roos have plenty of size. They've got a bunch of underrated, unproven pieces. And while both rosters are figuring their shit out this season, to be completely blunt, I'll take the international team plus 23 against Murray State 2.0. As simple as that. All right? As simple as that. It's just too many points. It's too many points.
It is.
All right? It's too many points. It's an overreaction. Okay? Yeah, I'm excited about this game. I'm excited about this game. And to watch my Roos. I bet on this team a decent amount last season, too. Don't let them get hot. Don't let the Roos get hot. Okay? Also, we could talk about how they just lost to a D2 team and everyone's freaking out about it and nobody wants to bet on them. And we could talk about how LSU is the most bet college basketball team, bet percentage-wise and handle-wise, and the line has moved maybe a half a point.
Yep.
That says everything you need to know right there.
Sketch.
That says everything you need to know right there. Okay? There it is. Boom. A couple other games we have to talk about. A couple games I think might be fake sharp. Hate to say it. We could start with the main one. Might as well just go right to it. It's Bellarmine and Louisville. And this line, holy smokes, it's moved from 16-ish, 15.5-ish, all the way to 8.5 right now. And this is a Bellarmine team that is pretty new to D1. This is their third season in D1. They were very good last year, but they lost their best player, who was their entire team. He's gone, okay? Louisville stinks. We know this, right? Like you talked about with their scrimmage, they lost a scrimmage and everyone knows about it, and nobody's going to be sprinting to the books to bet Louisville. I honestly like Louisville in this spot. I think this is an overreaction. I'm not going to bet this game because I do think Bellarmine is the sharp side, but it very well could be fake. I mean, they're getting 80% of the handle, dude. Maybe the books have us right where they want us with this one. Any thoughts on Bellarmine?
I mean, I want to buy into the Louisville, scrimmage angle because I do think they're not a good team, and I do think they're going to lose one of these games at the start of the year. I just don't know if this is the one. Because like we were talking about, like initially this reminded me a lot, just because I thought the line initially was very high. It reminded me a lot of the Bama Longwood game where everybody saw and everybody talked about Bama losing the 30 points to TCU and that they didn't look good in their other one. I forget who it was against, but then they went up against a Longwood team who has pretty high expectations in that conference, and they blew them out. They actually played defense too, which was very, very shocking coming off of that scrimmage game. So like I'm not against Bellarmine, but I'm not running to bet, especially like you're betting against the big line move here too, or betting with the big line move here too. So maybe we got a late in a number. If you got a number in the double digits, a little better.
If I could take plus 10.5 right now, I would.
Yeah,
I would.
I'm not sprinting.
Yeah, and I'm not buying the minus 150 to get that number. I'm not doing it. Or minus 160. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's too late. I'm off. If you got in a great number, good for you. Props. I think you're on the right side. Good luck tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're not, I think it's unfortunately too late. I really do. All right. I really do. Just like in chat, we're saying Bellarmine +9, Louisville lost to a D4 school. Don't ever think. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't see the point because honestly, like where the number is right now, I think Bellarmine either gets blown out or they win outright. So like maybe hit it live then if you're watching the game and you have a good feel for it. But I'm not sprinting to this one just yet. I think I'll have plenty of opportunities in non-conference to fade Louisville in better spots after we've seen them play a couple games.
Agreed. All right. Another game I want to talk about is Davidson and Wright State. My guy King Dre in chat, he knows I absolutely hate Davidson. I hate them. Davidson and Providence. They're my worst enemies. They really are. So I'm biased. I need you to take the lead on this one, to be honest with you. But I lean Wright State. But again, I want to fade Davidson every single game. I hate Foster Lawyer. I hope that dude, I'm not going to say it. I don't like him. I don't like him one bit. I don't like him as a player. I don't like him as a person. Don't like him at all. Couldn't handle the pressure at Michigan State. Now he's over here just costing me thousands of dollars. He's that good. Hate to say it. I want to take Wright State here. This line is confusing. Wright State, from what I've been seeing, they've lost two of their best players by far. And they're only +4.5 to a Davidson team that made people a lot of money last year. And they were pretty darn good. So give me Wright State +4.5. You have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely lean Wright State here because, like you talked about, they're replacing a lot of production. So, in theory, you would think the line shouldn't be that close, but it kind of shifts now because, like your boy Grant, their offense has a little different of a look with him out of that. I think they're going to have to win more with guard play, which, on paper, I guess is where you should attack this Davidson team. Their perimeter defense is super inconsistent, to be honest with you. I mean, you look sometimes and they're looking like, you got Drew Holiday at the perimeter at all positions, and sometimes they're just bad. So I would lean them here. It's tough to bet on this team to kind of figure it out, replacing two such big pillars of their production, but I don't see why the line should be this close either.
Couldn't agree more. I think people are going to be wanting to just bet on Davidson after what they saw last season, but Davidson has also lost a lot of pieces. They lost debatably their best scorer, and they also lost Matt Jones, too, who we saw the other night absolutely tear it up at Stanford. So they've lost a couple pieces. It's pretty much Foster Lawyer running the show. G Unit has Wright State -2 on his spreadsheets. Nice. Good.
Far.
Good. Giannis is out, people are saying.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense. This is why you wait to bet on the NBA. Okay?
Always.
This is why you wait. Our guy Nick in chat is saying Basile is going to be on Wooden Watch soon. Sure he can. Yeah, my guy Basile, this is where he came from. The new Hokie. He dropped a 30-piece in his first game. So they have nothing left. Not sure why they're +4.5 here. I'll be taking those points. I'll be taking them. What about American and Marist? Marist was decent last season. I kind of want to take American here, plus 1.5 on the road. Seems to be the sharp play from what I've been reading. Don't know much about this American team, but I do know that they're not getting bet on much, and that line is moving towards them. So give me the reverse line movement. I bet lines, not teams. American plus 1.5. I'll give you $8,000 if you tell me a player on American.
Yeah, God no. I don't know anything about either of these teams, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
I did a quick peep. I pulled up my fucking the fucking preseason pamphlet thing, and they checked all the boxes. They'll be okay. They're not fucking poo-poo.
Okay.
They'll be fine. Give me American. I like the way the line's moving.
Yeah.
IUPUIs. Here's a game we could talk a little bit more about, okay? Wow, G Unit has Maris -7. Okay, noted. Thank you, Nick. IUPUIs. We got burned on it in their first game, the over. Although, not sure if you watched the end of that one. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but 7 charges and turnover after turnover. I think IUPUI had 30 turnovers. This total's going up again, Jovan. It's doing it again.
Yeah.
It's doing it again. Are we going back to it?
Maybe. I still need. For an IUPUI game, I guess the move is big as it is, but I probably need to see a couple more points, maybe another half point move to really get me intrigued.
Okay.
But like on the basketball side of things, like any team with a dominant big man, and I don't want to call Matt Brody dominant, but against IUPUI, he certainly can look like Shaq because a lot of these guys who go up against him do. They just really, really struggle. And yes, they struggle against everybody, but when you have that interior presence, especially that can do something offensively, like that's going to be such a problem for them. So I would lean just Drake to absolutely roll, but I'd be lying if I said I'm thrilled to take a -26. And I think that line may have come down a little bit if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
For
Drake?
Let's see. I gotta pull it up right here. Looks like the spreads opened up at 28, got even up to 29 really quick, and now it's down to 26-ish on most books. So for sure.
It's a little scary, but I'm certainly not taking IUPUI.
Okay. Neither am I, but I might take that over. Stay posted. Okay. Anything in Monmouth, Seton Hall? We know this is Seton Hall's the new coach's first game, right? St. Peter's guy coaching his alma mater. It's his first game. We also know that Monmouth lost their only good player. He's gone this season. So any thoughts on this one? I kind of don't like anything on either. I think if I had to take something, I would take Monmouth, but I'm not sprinting the books to bet them. We just don't know what we're going to get out of the Seton Hall team. But if I had to take something, I probably would fade the trendy coach that made a ton of people money with St. Peter's last year. Probably would fade him in his first game as a head coach here, right?
Yeah, nothing for me here. I want to wait and see kind of how that team is constructed before I start betting on him. And I certainly don't want to, like you were saying, bet on them the first game with him at the helm. But I don't know. I'm off. I'm out. No involvement.
Damn, Trent, you got a good number, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go. Trent got plus 235 on the ML for Thunder. Sure you can.
There we go.
Sure you can. All right, you want to talk about Boise? I know you like them today. I like them too, and that line is still moving. Still moving.
So I haven't locked it in, but I probably should.
Let me check. I'll check the recent line movement. You talk about them.
Yeah, so we're seeing. I think they went 5.5 to 7. Last I checked, FanDuel was the only one hanging that 7.5, which is really, really interesting. Being that, for people who are not aware, FanDuel is usually one of the slower movers. They usually are late to any moves, and to see them kind of ahead of it is certainly very interesting. But on kind of the basketball side of things, I just don't think the South Dakota State team is that good. It's pretty similarly constructed to how they were last year, except we saw game one, their defense is just as bad, if not worse. The 3-point shooting was not really there game one. And again, it's one game, but that's certainly an interesting development to fall onto. But they played fast. not as crisp. And this is a team for Boise. Like they lost pieces on the interior, but that's not how you're going to beat San Diego or South Dakota State. But Shaver coming back, DeGenard, absolute bucket. Max Rice, absolute bucket. These are all like guys that are true scorers when they can be and when they want to be. So guys like that against a defense like this, they're going to be able to expose them every single trip down the court. And with the total being this high too, like I know their totals for South Dakota State are usually this high, but this is a Boise State team that wins with defense. So Boise State's going to score with them, and I think they might blow them out in this game.
Damn. Drake is down Penn, Wilkins, and DeVries tonight. Sorry.
Okay. That explains the line move then.
Okay. Hey, my guy. Is that Isaiah Wilkins, I'm assuming? You know if that's who he's talking about? I'm assuming it is. That's my guy from VT he's been all around the place. Looks like he found a new home. Okay. FAMU plus 21.5. Lauren, I think you might be on your own on that one. I have no angle in that game. I don't. Do you have one, Jovan?
No, not really. I mean, the FAMU team is just turnover after turnover after turnover. And I like Portland. I don't know too much about their team, but they've given me some coin from time to time.
Okay. Oh, it's DJ Wilkins. Okay.
DJ Wilkins, yeah.
Okay. There's line movement, dude. I mean, there's probably 6 people betting on that whole game. But you know what? Let's make it 7, Lauren. Why not us? Lauren, you let me know what you're taking, and I'll fucking tail it. You know that. Come on. Montana, sure. Montana should be the favorite. Sure. Why is Montana +4? They should be -4. Sure. Unbelievable. Okay. Lipscomb, South Dakota. That tickle your fancy at all?
No, not in the slightest. Can't even lie to
you. Okay. Hampton, JMU.
It's nothing for me there, unfortunately, for I think the guy in the chat who was talking about Hampton. Nothing for me there.
Hampton is so bad.
Yeah,
they might be the worst defense I've ever seen. Honestly, if I had to take a bet in that game, I'm probably going to take the over. And it looks like that's the way it's moving. Don't hate that play. I'll probably dig more into that after this and see if I end up playing it. But initially, that's my lean in that game. All right.
Fair enough.
Youngstown State, Tennessee Martin.
Nothing for me on the basketball side of this game, but I mean the movement kind of seeing here is really making me want to take a shot at Tennessee Martin, to be honest with you. Just the splits and everything in general. No basketball side of things, but I like the way the total is moving, which kind of plays a little bit more into Tennessee Martin style of play. And this is one of, I think, the most lopsided money line splits of the day when we're talking handle and bet percentages, which is super, super interesting that this game out of any game would have the splits that it does on money line. So it just caught my eye. I have absolutely no reasoning whatsoever, but it was certainly interesting.
Yeah, I think the spread is short. I'll be honest with you. Youngstown State's been getting a lot of hype. Somebody in chat seems to be a fan saying that the coach is pretty gassed up about this season. I saw that on Twitter as well. And they looked pretty darn good in their first game of the year. Can't say the same about UT Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Can't say the same. They got crushed by a terrible Pitt team. Terrible Pitt team. They got destroyed. So kind of makes you want to take UTM. Not sure why the spread is this short, but it's probably because they're going to cover. That's why.
Hey, they might mess around and win.
They might mess around and win. They might do the damn thing.
They just might.
Okay. All right. Montana. Sure. Unbelievable. Okay. Well, I'm in on Boise. I'll probably play them. I really wish I got Bellarmine last night. Should have pulled the trig. This is why I'm going to try to have my plays for tomorrow sorted out tonight. That's kind of what I'm going to be spending the most of tonight on, to be honest with you guys. Really good slate tomorrow. And we have a really good guest on here tomorrow. So the show is going to be very, very college basketball heavy. And we're going to be shitting out winners left and right. We might say so many so fast, you guys might not even know what to do with them. You might not even hear all of them. That's how many they're going to be. Okay. It's going to be huge. All right.
Ooh.
I went to YSU, went to every game pretty much at home. Big man matchup is what you should be looking at. And their unders are absolute locks. Sure. I love that every game we talk about, there's like somebody in here at this point who at least went to the school or knows a guy or something. This is a W. This is a W. I mean, we got fucking 800 people in here right now. This is sick.
Yeah, it's wild.
People are asking about FGCUs. I want nothing to do with FGCUs. If anything, I'd probably want to take the San Diego team that seems to be a little bit improved as a favorite at home against a trendy FGCU team. Give me San Diego's. That's what I would take in that game.
Yeah.
Gross game.
I don't know why they're laying 4. Like, I'm not sprinting to bet it, but I will say, like, just line-wise and money-wise, this feels very similar to me to Duquesne last night. Just looking at the splits are identical too. Like, splits in the money tell you that Montana is, like, by the books, they're the sharp play, but they really
weren't.
And yeah, the line is moving back, just like we're saying, drop from 6
to
same 3.5.
Fucking
it's
script.
Literally the same exact movement that we saw last night. So I don't know if I'm going to go with San Diego, but I'm staying far away from FGCU, especially them coming off that blowout of USC.
100%. 100%. Yeah, great read on that game. It's literally the same script. And remember I said yesterday I was going to come on here today and say that the books probably got my ass and talked me off a bet that I knew was going to hit in Duquesne. Yeah, I don't know if I want to sit this one out. I kind of want to play.
It's fair.
So we'll see.
It's fair.
All right. Stay posted. Books don't realize FGCU is actually good. TBD.
Yeah.
TBD.
We'll see.
TBD. All right. It's about that time. It's about that time we could start brainstorming some best bets. I'm assuming you guys want to run back the squad ride since it's hitting at a 93% clip.
I don't think
you guys want to run that back. I was thinking about maybe just getting rid of it, Jovan. What do you think?
We should scrap it.
Let's scrap the squad ride and let's just take all the plays today that make sense, all the heavy favorites. Should we just roll with that?
End on top. Yeah, let's go read a book.
Oh, man. End on top. You know what? You're right. Let's go out on top. All right. Let's pull Ryan Zimmerman. Let's go out on top. Okay. Okay. Unbelievable. Classic jokester. You get it, John. You get it. Yeah, Delberto gets it. Quit while you're ahead. Sure we can.
Yeah, sure.
Drop top. San Diego's terrible. Well, why are they a favorite? Why are they a favorite?
Montana down to 10.
Why are they a favorite against an FGCU team that just beat USC?
Not just beat the shit out.
Excuse my language, they motherfucked them.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they spanked them. So go ahead and give me San Diego's. Ron Burgundy style. San Diego. All right. I'm in. San Diego. All right. Let's brainstorm. Honestly, that might be one of my favorite plays today.
Fair enough.
I volunteer as tributes my ruse to the squad ride, although I probably shouldn't because I'm scared.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have any PODs today. Like nothing that I absolutely love, nothing that's screaming at me today. Probably should have made Ryder a POD yesterday, but I'm taking it slow and steady, which is the way to do it. As soon as we hit a couple bets and get out of control and start firing off plays left and right, that's when we go back to, even. Okay. Got to stay in the lane. Okay. And you know what? Scotty and Chad saying a BTL 2-teamer. We do need to start doing those. And we're going to start calling them BTL lays or BT lays. I don't even know how to say it out loud, but BTL and then lowercase AY. You guys get what I'm getting at here?
Yeah.
Like combining the two words. Boom. We can start doing those when we're a little bit more confident with more plays. Okay. We will be bringing those back. All right. I volunteer UMKC as tribute.
Put it in. All right. I volunteer
Boise. Okay. Should be 6.5 on most books now. Looks like FanDuel even pulled back, even though it's juiced, but they did pull back. As of right now, at least. So we'll go 6.5.
Yeah.
Okay. A BLT sounds good right now. It actually does sound pretty darn good. Maybe I'll go make one. What else we got? I mean, there's a lot of plays I like on the gridiron. We should probably throw a couple in there. There's a lot of plays I like in general today. What's our favorite Mac play today? Consensus.
I would say personally
Central Mich, or is it Kentucky? Is it Kent?
Yeah, I would say Central Michigan personally.
Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's put that in.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm more confident in these Mac plays today than I am on the hardwood. Straight up. Giving it to you real. Not pulling out the POD word for CBB today. All right. Central Michigan -2.5. Let's do it. Now we could put in Kent State. We could put in NIU. We could put in, the under in that game. We could pivot to hockey. I think we should probably put in that Vancouver play.
Yeah, I mean, I love that play. It's just, do we want to put, I don't know, -170? That's what it is now.
Is that actually what it's at?
Yeah, it's gotten hammered. And
dude,
Nomad Rams fan. Oh yeah, we see it. Oh yeah.
See what? I'm looking at lines.
He was talking about the Demko prop.
Okay.
And yes, Nux frauds and on a back-to-back. So are the Habs.
Dudes. That line is moving and grooving. God damn it.
It is.
I mean, you guys let us know. Like, is that too juicy to even put up there? I think out of everything we went over today, and I hate to say it, I hate to be the fucking Wiley today where I'm like, you know what? The play that I like today is -170, but it is. And I'm just being honest with you guys. That's probably the favorite play that was talked about on this show today. And I'm very happy you brought it up, Jovan. I'm going to be playing it probably pretty heavily. I think Vancouver runs away with it. I do. We could get cute and take -1.5. We could.
It's tough, though. I don't know. Squad rides are... I don't want to get cute with a squad ride. I feel like if we're taking a squad ride, it should be simple. It should be to the point.
It's either money line or we're not putting it in.
I know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Okay. I mean, there's still some -155s floating around for Vancouver's. There's still some -150s floating around for Vancouver. Don't fuck this up.
Just open the spotlight.
What about NBA? You want to throw an NBA play in there or no?
I would have said Thunder before Giannis. So that's kind of out now.
Okay. Would you rather put in the Kings? We could put in the Kings. We could put in the Timberwolves. We could put in the Hornets.
It's a good question. That's a good question. Everybody's saying Hawks. What about the Hawks?
Hawks.
Oh, they're playing the Jazz.
I don't want to play the Hawks.
It might hit, but I'm done fading the Jazz.
Yeah.
Until they regress to the mean.
Yeah. I kind of want to play either the Lakers or the Kings.
If it's between those two, I would much rather take the Kings.
Okay.
Stay away from the falling knife.
Do you like the Kings today? Do you think they cover?
I do. I mean, I like both of those plays.
Okay.
It's just the Lakers are the Lakers rather than figure it out first.
I don't want to take OKC because the Giannis stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we put that in. I think we put in the Kings. +4.5.
I'm down for that.
All right. Let's do it. All right, squad ride, listen up. Cut the shit. All right. Our guy Josh, he's going to get us right. We got UMKC +23. We got Boise State -6.5. We have Central Michigan -2.5. We have Vancouver ML on the ice. And we've got Sacramento +4.5. Guys, I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to cut the bullshit and just tell it right to your face. I want to take Vancouver. I want you guys to vote for that too. I want a winner today. And I don't love the hardwood tonight. My favorite play besides that would probably either be Central Michigan or I don't know. I mean, you sold the heck out of Boise State as well. So Squad ride is Ducks ML. Sure.
I mean, Fruity, tell us what do you think about the Nucks?
Fruity, please tell me you think the Canucks win tonight. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. And also vote. All right?
Yeah.
Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Get it going. He's got 5-3 Nucks. Good.
Right.
Fruity's got 5-3 Nucks in his in the Fruity model. All right.
Fruity verified on Twitter. And Trent's
Wow.
not. We'll be seeing.
Damn. Sure he can. Sure he can. All right. Vote, vote, vote. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. All right. While we're voting, guys, tomorrow, big college basketball day. Today, let's not go nuts. Let's have self-control. And let's keep the bankroll solid going into tomorrow because we're going to have a banger of a show on BTL tomorrow. We have an insane guest, a very knowledgeable college basketball analyst coming on here. I am so excited, okay? And I'm not talking about Jovan, although he also would be that too, okay? We got a third guy coming in tomorrow. I am so excited, okay?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. God, we got to take the Nucks. We got to take the Nucks.
And yeah, my man, they did save Demko. Demko's in that tonight.
Dude, with that prop on Prize Picks too, everything aligns. Can we please take the juice, as our guy DeGen would say? Can we not be afraid of the juice tonight? And can we just take it? Come on. Fruity, thank you for saying that too, because I think that might have helped. That might have been the kick we needed in the polling. All right. This is some rigged election type stuff, right? Nothing new.
And no, it is not DeGen. That's coming on tomorrow.
It's not DeGen. It's a new person, okay?
Yeah.
It's Wiley.
It is. He's going here to sell his VIP.
Unbelievable. Okay. Any other questions? We got about 2 minutes. Well, the poll went from 13 to 90 votes in 30 seconds. Sure it can, Fruity. Sure we can.
Nothing new.
What is G? It's not G Unit, by the way.
Yeah,
it's not G Unit. G Unit's the man. It's not G Unit. Okay. I'm excited for tonight. I'm excited for the Roos. I'm excited for the Broncos. I'm excited to take that Prize Pick square. I'm about to grind and find another square that we like. Maybe I even get to bet on LeBron tonight. I never get to bet on LeBron. Player prop wise, that's what I'm referring to. I do bet the Lakers occasionally, and usually they lose when I do. Okay. It is what it is.
Yeah. And so for not that. 2.5 goals to the under. See under.
Under. Yes.
That's what we're liking. And you guys can play. The squad ride's going to be the money line. You can get cute. I'm going to get cute. I'm playing a couple of different things with it, but play it how you choose.
I'm just going to go ahead and bet the ML and just take my money and move on to tomorrow, which is a big day. All right. Yeah. Chat, bring your pen and paper tomorrow and your noggins. All right. Get your coffee in you. Maybe go for a nice jog during the morning. Get that brain loose. Get those endorphins running. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's attack the day. Let's hit our bets tonight. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity today, Jovan. All right. And then tomorrow we attack. We pounce. Okay. 13-1. The record speaks for itself. No one else is doing this. No one else is doing this. Get your friends aboard. Hit up your family. Hit up your Mima. Say, Mima, you got that little money stashed away? Why don't we go ahead and throw that on the squad ride tonight, Mima? Let's go ahead and double it. Okay. Let's attack with the squad ride, and let's attack the entire card tomorrow. All right. Chat, we appreciate you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and pass the torch over to our guy, Trent. The guest is Coach Kai. Yep. You got it. You guessed it.